Thanks, Jerry, and thanks for listening to the Ardiden story about the Pickle Lake Gold Project. I've just flicked through the first couple of slides there because there's a lot to get through, but what I wanted to sort of get out of this presentation is the excitement that we have as a team and people that are starting to understand what we're doing at Pickle Lake. We're in some really good territory. So Stewie was talking about same old from last year. We're fortunate enough to have grown from a share price of about 0.2 cents when we were here last year to up around 2 cents. So we've got a good business model for people that are trading with us. We've got a good cash position and we're moving forward. We've got a good board. Pauline's here today. Neil will be in tomorrow, and we just put on board Tara Robson. As well as that, we've got a really good senior geologist with us at the booth today, and we've got 3 or 4 people based full-time in Thunder Bay on the ground. So we've been able to keep exploration going even because of COVID. We've actually sent one guy out from Perth who's basically relocated to Thunder Bay because we've got that critical mass working now. This map you see everywhere, there's Australians all over North America, so there's nothing unusual about that. We're in Ontario where there's greenstone belts, very similar to what we have in Australia, so great exploration ground and miners and explorers all moving into the space. Specifically, that's where we're located in northwest Ontario. Our base is out of Thunder Bay, which is on the edge of Lake Superior. As well as the gold package, we also have 3 hard rock lithium spodumene-hosted pegmatite deposits, and I'll talk about those towards the back end of this project. But they have an inherent value, which we've held on to for some time, which is now coming back into the storyline, I guess. But it's really about the Pickle Lake Gold Project, which is really breeding a lot of excitement on what we're doing out there from an exploration point of view. The orange blob, as we call it, running across there is our entire land package at Pickle Lake. It's 870 square kilometres, so a package of significance, and it's all interconnected. In between us, there are 4 old underground mines which have produced 3 million ounces. So we're in gold territory, high-grade gold territory. We've got some JORC resources and some historical resources in our package, around 200,000 ounces at 4 or 5 grams. And we're currently drilling at one of 22 prospects and deposits that we've identified so far in the Pickle Lake gold package. Around us, obviously, Evolution and next door at Red Lake producing and exploring. They've realised the potential of the area for exploration. This is an underexplored region as compared to what we're doing in Western Australia. And if you want to know why we're in Canada, there's other people in the booth and booths around the conference today that can tell you why they're there as well, including Orteco at the Pickle Crow mine and Evolution themselves, of course. So we've got a fantastic district scale package that we're working our way through. What we've tried to do is to break up the actual package into different working hubs, and at the moment I'm just going to talk through 3 prospects that we're working. Cassagiminis, which is in purple, the sort of centre red circle there, where we started drilling last summer and we're now drilling again in winter. South Limb, which is alongside a Donna Lake underground gold mine, and really what's exciting people is the Esker prospect, which we're working our way to out in the west later this year. But you can see from there's a number of really good prospects for us to go after. What differentiates us from some of the others in the area is that we own this ground and it's all in credit. So we can work this ground as we see fit and pick out the priority targets as we move our way through it. So of the 3 prospects I'll talk about, Cassagiminis is our first one. We did summer drilling, as you can see there, on the sort of land-based area, pad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we hit good old intercepts through there. What we're doing now is moving to the east, and that mag survey over there is basically a recent drone-based mag survey over the top of a shallow lake, which we're currently freezing up so that we can get drill rigs onto the lake, which hasn't been drilled before. So there's a lot of potential to extend that resource to the east. This thing is a little bit like a Russian doll. That last slide shows one part of Cassagiminis in itself. What I'm trying to explain there is that even on Cassagiminis itself, which is one of 22 different prospects, we've got 4 other targets in that same region which haven't been touched. There's an intersection there of 4 metres at 21 grams that we're going to try and get some holes under as well this winter, as well as the actual drilling on the lake. And then further to the west, there's some really interesting geophysical targets that Southern Geoscience have pointed out to us are worthy of testing. And in the bottom right corner of the screen there is a sort of a deep seismic to show that this is a deeply plumbed system. And most of the mines in this area and Red Lake had these sort of crustal scale faults coming up from deep and plumbing the whole system. So it's really underexplored, and we're just working our way into it, right? We just started drilling last September, I think we started. So this is really early days, and to be able to change our share price from 0.2, 0.3 cents to 2 cents is an indication that some people believe we're in the right place, and that eventually one of these holes will snag that monster that we're all looking for. That gives you a bit of a picture about what's going on site at the moment. Basically, using all sorts of devices on top of a freezing lake to keep the snow off of it so that it freezes thicker, and using irrigation pumps to pump more water onto the lake to thicken it up to the correct thickness to put payload of drill rigs and trucks onto it. And we're at that stage now. Minus 30, minus 40 degrees helps a lot when you're trying to freeze a lake. So that was Casa Gimenez. Our second prospect, which we're drilling at the moment, is called South Limb, and that is within basically a stone's throw of the Donna Lake gold mine, where a junior is finding good intersections in an old abandoned underground mine. You can see on the right-hand side there, 3 banded iron or iron formation lenses coming out from that mine, and we're starting to hit some really interesting looking pyrrhotite in that middle vein. So it will take some time to get our assays back like anyone else, but the geologists on site are very excited on what they're seeing through that middle zone. So South Limb and Cass are quite close to each other. So again, when you're getting started in these new areas, it's about efficiencies of scale, logistics, reducing your cost, and we're doing that by having people live there, being based there, getting better synergies, and also, of course, the relationships with the First Nation people. That's some pictures from South Limb, an excited geologist in the top left, sulphides bottom left, drill rigs, drillers huddling inside a heated box, drilling away day shift and night shift, and some female on our crew, which is really good to have in Canada. So the new Patricia Gold prospect is what is really ticking a lot of boxes and getting people excited. Within that, there's an Esker prospect, a geophysical anomaly there, which is a direct analogue of the Musselwhite gold mine north of us, and that's where we aim to get to in the summer season this year. That is a massive geophysical target with a lot of noise around it, but nobody's really managed to get out there and drill it properly. So we've got an exploration permit in application, which should be approved shortly, and as you can see there, we're directly along strike of the Golden Patricia mine, which is owned by Barrick. And we basically ring-fenced Barrick's mine there, and we've got all of the exploration potential extending to the northwest from that point. So that's a structure which is 35 kilometres long, and that, as I say, is just one of 22 prospects like this that we've got within the entire package. That's our news flow coming up from the gold activity in particular. And just quickly on lithium, Ardiden, before I joined, had been drilling one of their 3 100% owned spodumene projects in Ontario, very close to Pickle Lake and the region, so very close to each other. Suddenly we're in that good position of the North American space, which is now turning to that market. Those assets don't cost us anything to hold, and the board and our stakeholders are looking at ways to value add to those projects. But they are decent resources with a lot of exploration potential in them, in the right position. That shows the 3 of them, Seymour Lake, Root Lake and Weezer Lake, all within road access from Thunder Bay. And Seymour Lake in particular is on the Trans-Canadian Railway line, which runs east to west and connects several lithium projects in development in Quebec and alongside us there. So something's going to happen in that region, we think, for lithium, and that will bring shareholder value to Ardiden holders. And that's a bit of activity. These aren't little mica flakes and bits of spodumene sticking up out of the regolith. They are bold, proud, massive pegmatites which outcrop at surface. They're a little bit hidden at the moment with snow, but we've done quite a bit of bulk sampling work at our Lake Seymour project, and the met test from that, if you talk to some metallurgists in the room that have done that work, is very, very good. It's a high-grade deposit. There you go. I probably saved a bit of time for you, but do come to us at the booth. We're alongside another great Canadian explorer, and it's not often I have the pleasure of actually warming up the stage for my good friend Ian Murray, and he can extend more about why he's in Canada and why there's opportunities there for gold explorers.
Thank you, Rob.